Hello everyone, my name is Adela Navarrete and Ivan has invited me to talk about different topics that we have considered interesting as soon you're going to start your professional career. I want to add that any tip or advice that you might hear during this speech, it's based on my own opinion, on my own experience and my own thoughts. So I hope you take them the best that you consider. The first one that I'd like to talk about are internships. And with internships, I don't mean those sites works that we have while we're in college, in a bar, in a hotel, or something like that. No, I'm talking about proper internships that go by the hands with your studies, right? So why do I personally consider that these are important? I want to start saying that I started working in 2015 after finishing my college and my master without this previous internship. So when I finished, I had to do it to do them. And during an internship, it's not like your real job because you are considered a very junior person. Just got out of college, your remuneration is not going to be as expected, and so on. And why are they important? First of all, because when you see all the role posted, they're going to ask you for experience, and you'll say like, how am I going to have experience if I just have finished college? It's impossible. Well, it's not that they're asking for a strong knowledge of any topic, any specific topic, but they pretend or they expect that you have this previous exposure in a company. That means that you know how do they work there, that you have already gone through a struggle or of a manager asking you for, please do this presentation for me, or leading you in a way that you don't consider, giving you some kind of orders that is not how you expect or that you meant to get them, right? So it's about that exposure to the company life. And you can have the exposure can be completely different if you're working for a startup, you're working for SME, or if you're working for an international company. And I'd like to continue talking about graduate programs because I wish someone had talked to me about them before I finished college. So I'm part of a graduate program called Go with Maersk. So Maersk, I don't know if you know that company. It's a global integrator of logistics company. It has the largest shipping company worldwide. So have you seen those sexy gray containers with a blue star? So that's where I work in. And I joined Maersk 3 years ago, as I said, as part of this graduate program. But this kind of opportunities are not just based in this industry. So you have in every industry, in retailers like Inditex, in FMCG like Heineken, like Mars, the chocolates bar. In telecom, as in Vodafone, in banking, in consultancy. So you'll find these kind of graduate programs in all the industries. So please check them, because normally the schedules to apply are quite strict, and you go through a large process to get in if you're lucky to get there. But what do I want to explain about them? The graduate programs are normally developed by the companies. They're normally kind of big company because the investment in the graduates it's normally quite big. So they create these programs to develop a talent pool. So to develop the leadership pipeline of the company for the future. So imagine the responsibility there. It sounds puffy, right? But no, that's the whole idea. So normally a graduate program is from 2 to 4 years. And at the beginning, you have different rotations around different departments. So that what's the opportunity that it gives you? You're not going to be specialized in any of these departments, of course, but you're going to have a helicopter overview, right? So you're going to be able to make a huge network, which is super important in companies. I used to hear that all the time, like, develop your network is quite important, and so on. It was true. So you're gonna be able to develop a network, because why is it so important too? Because the point of being in a company is not that you have the solution for everything, because you're not going to be specialized in it. Is to know who is able to have that answer, right? So yeah, you're going to have these rotations. Then you're always going to have a mentor and a sponsor, that normally is someone with a job level much higher than you, with a seniority inside the company, who's going to be your coach, who is going to support you in your professional development. You're going to have all the discussions needed with him. He's going to guide you. So that person is going to be like your godfather inside the company, like your tutor. And at the same time, they normally give you the opportunity to keep learning, and it's normally supported with some kind of learning opportunity. They normally have some sponsorship with other college and so on. In my case, with Maersk, I had 2 years rotation in my country in 3 commercial different roles, which is kind of so stressing, because they keep moving you to have this large overview of the company, but they also expect you to catch up quickly. So they always expect you a little bit more than a standard employee, because, as I said, they're investing in you a lot. So while I was having this rotation, I had different models around the world. That was my learning path. As I said, for example, in the banking one, I know that they have these partnership with companies. So you're having like midday of work and midday of studying. In consultancy, you're having like these 2 years in the company for exposure, and then they invest in your master. So it depends in the company, but that's a huge opportunity, a huge startup in your professional career. And I encourage you all that when you start searching for job, look for these opportunities. Normally the requirements are degree and sometimes just masters. The degrees is a must, so it's not an internship, right? I also have to talk about that. The salary pay slip that you get is like a normal employee. So it's not an internship. So what I said, like normally they ask for your degree or your master, and normally they ask more than one language, so Spanish, English, and in my case they also require for a third language that you have this previous experience. That's why I discussed the internship before jumping to this topic. And of course, what it's also recused and encouraged you all to have is international experience. I mean, with that, I don't know. I know that we are not all able to be overseas, but you know, all these possibilities that you have there in college, like in Europe is Erasmus. I know that in the States you have many other convenience opportunities and partnership between companies, and of course you're willing to move around, and you're willing to learn, because you're going to be like a sponge there. So my next topic I'm gonna talk about expatriation. That is the international path that is also recused in my graduate program, and I leave it here for now. And please, I encourage you, if you have any question, any comment, any feedback, or anything that you'd like to tell me or you'd like to discuss deeper, please let Ivan know, and I can do this kind of Q&A, like just write down what questions do you have and go through them. Thank you very much for your time, and we are in touch. Cheers.